although maybe trash meets trash, that's a trash love story, and then their wedding theme could be garbage bags. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the most recent episode of The Bachelor in Paradise. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe because I put out videos every single week and it helps me a whole bunch now. Let's get to the action. First things first, Christian and Jordan get sent home because their tussling like little sea turtles turned out to be super against the rules. Apparently The Bachelor has a zero tolerance policy for violence, which to me seems foolish because like it gives such good content, but I understand because lawsuits and everything. So they get sent home, which made me really salty because Jordan like made the show with his sass and frass, and I'm gonna miss all of his one-liners. But that meant that Nicole was left without her boy Christian, which means that now she just has Clay. And she's became sort of like enamored with him now, trying to be like, oh, I knew it was you because I wanted you there so badly, but I didn't want you getting involved, when really we know it's just she's trying to like convince herself to like him because he's the only one left now, but okay. Hanna decides to make the super mature decision to make out with Blake and basically like dry hump him and jump into his arms and all this inappropriateness right in front of Dylan. Dylan starts to cry, which was almost making me cry, and I just don't understand how he can still even like Hanna when she's putting him through all this emotional turmoil. Literally everyone's telling him to pick someone else, and I don't understand how she can still like Blake when he's trash too, although maybe trash meets trash, that's a trash love story, and then their wedding theme could be garbage bags. Nika gets super upset because she doesn't have a connection with anyone on the beach, so she decides to go home, which I thought was kind of foolish because why wouldn't you just give your rose to Cam, because like he's a friend of yours, so you can stay around to see if anyone else comes on the beach that you have a connection with, instead of just sobbing and going home to eat a bunch of Ben and Jerry's. Cam makes the same point. He's like, I don't understand why she did that. If I were her, I would have just given me the rose so we could have stayed longer. So he knows what I'm talking about. Everyone's freaking out because they want to know if Hannah's going to give her rose to Dylan or Blake, and then she ends up giving it to Dylan. But at this point, it's just kind of cheap. Like, I don't know. I feel like she's just picking him super late. And while it has only been 2.5 weeks, you can tell that he's way more emotionally invested. So she should be emotionally mature enough to understand that. Christina gives her rose to Blake, and at first I was like, is she doing this just to like stir stuff up, just to cause drama? But then she basically reveals in her like super evil villain thing, not to stereotype Russians, that she wants him there so that he'll be put through his personal HE double hockey stick or Q-tips, depending on which one you want, if you want uppercase or lowercase. So she's like just going on her whole villain journey, which seems weird to me because he's still gonna have the opportunity to meet new girls and like women and be on this beautiful resort in Mexico. So really, is that his punishment? He didn't love Hanna, he just thought she was kind of cute. Okay, she looked like a Barbie doll. This girl named Caitlin ends up showing up, and apparently she was in Colton season. I have zero memory of her. Conveniently, her name is Caitlin, looks a lot like Kaylin, and Blake takes her on a date. So homeboy does have a type, and she also went to Stagecoach, but apparently nothing happened. Yeah, okay, so people go to Stagecoach and they don't hook up with every single person they meet. Blake. But I will say this for Blake, he does end up telling her about all the drama that's been going on in Paradise and like everything that he's been involved with, so which is actually a pretty like mature move. Although now that I'm thinking about it, he probably was just backed into a corner because everyone would have told her anyway, because they're all living on a beach with nothing to do and no internet access, so never mind. In a super fun, unexpected moment, we find out that John Paul Jones broke up with his longtime girlfriend from college because he couldn't see her being the mother of his children, which I thought was actually like super mature and amazing. We just find more and more layers to this JPJ boy. And he talks about how he wants to make Tasha Paul Jones. And honestly, I could not tell if he was kidding or if he really thinks that his middle name is going to get attached to her. And finally, the big like dramatic reveal is that Hanna B comes to Paradise, where she's just hugging everyone and they're like, oh my gosh, is Hanna gonna date one of us? And she's like, nah, I'm good. And it turns out that she's just there to check on Demi, just to be like, yo dude, what's up? You're telling me that it was easier to bring her to Mexico than just give Demi access to like an old T-Mobile flip phone so she could text Hanna or call Hanna and be like, yeah, I'm chill? Like, it had to have just been so they could show Hanna coming to Paradise to add some like titillization, you know what I mean? Anyways, it ends with this big dramatic like, oh, what's gonna happen? Is Demi gonna choose a dude or a girl? What's going to happen with her love story? And I'm thinking that maybe they're going to bring Christian, her not girlfriend, to Paradise and then have her date her there, or bring Demi back to America to hang out with her. I don't know. There's going to be something there. But anyway, that's all I had for my thoughts on Paradise. I'm not going to talk about every single date and every interaction because I feel like that would be unnecessary. I'm just talking about the things that I thought were interesting. So if you like this episode, be sure to subscribe because I put in videos every single week and it helps me a whole bunch. Subscribe.